Hi everyone, we have an exciting video for you today. We'll be talking about for loops in assembly. So you can't get much better than that. All right, let's get into it. If you come into our input.asm file here, you can see that there's a bunch of stuff in here. If you don't recognize any of this, this is so that we can program in the BIOS and actually get things to show up on our screen. If you would like to know more about this, please do consider looking at our BIOS programming playlist that we have, and it will cover all of these things in detail. Now, at the very highest level, to make it work, we need this magic number here, and we need this magic number here. This means clear interrupt flag, which basically means do the next command no matter what in our case here, and that means halt the processor. So this essentially is a program that literally does nothing. It starts and then it stops. All right, so let's get into the good stuff now. We're going to set our video mode to video mode 3, and we are going to start to actually look at for loops. So let's say we want to display on our screen the letter R. This is going to be similar to the while loop video because the program's running. So why not do that? And let's make sure that our code actually does work. So we're going to do a make and a make run. Oh, invalid operand. Right off the bat, we broke something. That makes sense. Apparently, I was very excited about my interrupts, and I decided everything's an interrupt. Let's do that again. There we go. Now we have the letter R on our screen. So let's say we want to display that R, I don't know, 3 times. How would we do that? Well, obviously we could do something like this, which is going to burn up more of our memory. If we look right now at our binary file, you can see that our R is appearing here. And if we make this, well, yeah, our program has grown by a fair amount by doing that. So let's not do it that way. Instead, what we'll use is the counter register, CX, and let's set it to 3. Let's create a label called loop. No, can't use that. That's the magic word, my loop. And then what we'll do is use that loop, and we'll say my loop. So what this is saying is CX starts at 3. It will run this, subtract 1 from CX, and then it'll be 2. And since it's not 0, it will run it again. So this basically says run it 3 times. Now to prove that, let's save this and run it. RRR. There we go. So we've displayed it 3 times. Now let's say that you want to work with nested loops. You might be thinking, well, if I just change CX somewhere, it will mess up my loop. And you would be correct. So let's call this our outer loop, and let's also figure out what we want our loop to do here. Let's say we want to display the letter R once, obviously, then we'll run our inner loop, which will, let's display the letter A. And let's display that A 5 times. And then after that, we'll do R, A 5 times, R, A 5 times. So we'll do that R with the 5 A's a total of 3 times. If that doesn't make sense, hopefully it will once I start writing code. So you would think if we do this, that will break our loop, and you'd be correct. So what we need to do is we need to find a way to save CX somewhere so we can use it later. And we will. We'll push it onto the stack. So CX is now hanging out on the stack. And what we'll do is we'll have our inner loop. And this is where we want to display the letter A. Now this is not the most optimized code because AH and AL again they're not going to be changing anywhere in here, but for clarity reasons we will do it this way. So what should happen is we start out with a 3. We are going to display the letter R. We're going to save that 3 out on the stack, set our counter to 5. We will run that 5 times here, and then we need to find a way to get CX back to that 3 that we stored on the stack. So we will pop the stack and put it back onto CX. So now we should have a working program. And we do. R, A, R, yep, you get it. So we have our 5 A's in our nested loop, and then we are running our overall loop a total of 3 times. Well, that's all that I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we do look forward to seeing you in future videos. If you enjoy the videos you see on this channel, please do consider subscribing. And if you like this type of content specifically with doing assembly programming and you would like to see it more often, please hit that like button. That lets me know that you like this and that you want to see more of it. So we look forward to seeing you next time.